I think if you're going to go to the events, you can't shit on them too.
Yeah, I got you.
We both got to have fun.
Okay,
so I'm one for roasting is my love language. If you're going to be mean, you're going to be funny.
I've got my friend Tyler Morin here. Tyler runs our newsletter business, and I'm trying to get him to do other things, which is why I'm having him here. Hi, Tyler.
How's it going?
Give a quick pitch for the newsletter.
Well, we have a few newsletters, but my personal newsletter is The Water Coolest. You can sign up at thewatercoolest.com. It's finance, business news, and it's better than all the other crap out there.
Like the Morning Brew.
Yeah, I didn't say that, but yes.
I said that. And you're a good follow on Twitter, I think. Do you want to give people your Twitter handle?
Yeah, it's at JP Morin Chase, and that's MORIN.
Yeah, haha, that's so funny. People here will get that. All right, anyways, this is episode 274. I'm Erika. I'm the CEO of Barstool Sports. Before we get into the episode, Tyler and I have a lot to talk about. We're going to give a quick shout out to Omega Accounting Solutions. Do you know anything about Omega Accounting Solutions?
No, but I saw a interview with the CEO and it was cool.
On $1 Million.
Yeah.
It was great, right?
Yeah.
He's
he
a
did
good guy.
not strike me as a CEO of an accounting company.
He doesn't seem accounting-ish, does
Right.
he? He seems like a little bit titch cooler than an accountant.
I would say
Although
so,
I can't
yeah.
decide if you want your accountant to be cool or not.
That's true.
Like, I just went and saw my accountant, and her office is, like, so souped up. It's, like, the exposed brick. They've got screens built into the wall, and I'm like, how much fucking money am I paying you?
Yeah, that's true.
But anyways.
Yeah, you want thick glasses. And,
Thick
pocket
glasses
protectors.
and, like, in the dungeon and whatever. But anyways, Jay Wood's a good guy, CEO of Omega Accounting Solutions. Omega Accounting Solutions, they are experts at tax, and they are also experts at something called the Employee Retention Credit. So the Employee Retention Credit says that if you had a gas station, an auto body repair shop, a pizza shop, a newsletter business, and you employed people during COVID, you are eligible to get up to $26,000 back from the government. Pretty big deal. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
What would you do with $26,000?
I would grow the newsletter.
See, that's good. You put it back into your business, which
Absolutely.
helps the American economy.
Yep.
Anyways, what's great about Omega Accounting Solutions is that they care about small businesses, and all it takes to understand if they can help you qualify for, if they can help you get the employee retention credit, all it takes is a free, quick 10-minute consultation or just to fill out a little form on their website. Omega's a small business champion. Their team's dedicated to maximizing tax credits. CPAs, do you know what a CPA is?
Yes.
Obviously, most people here don't. Certified public accountants even turn to Omega for ERC guidance. Call 1-855-505-DAVE or visit omegataxcredits.com/barstoolsports now. Is that all right? All right. Okay. All right. Here's what we're doing today. Tyler and I are going to have a meandering conversation. We are then going to do Q&A, and that's it.
Cool.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you want to start?
Well, I'm very curious because I was listening on the train ride in. I was listening to the KFC podcast.
Okay.
And
what day is today? Thursday from today?
Yes, I think it dropped
Okay.
today. But there was like the Feits blog. So I guess going back, you know the whole thing.
I'm well aware.
But someone on the sales team or the ad ops team sent out an email
For a happy hour.
and it was full of puns and
Terrible puns.
a little cheesy. Actually, I looked at it and like I had worked in corporate before. I thought it was kind of funny. It was just like whatever, right?
Yep.
Apparently, Feits thought it was the end of the world. Thought it was the worst email he's ever gotten, and it was the death of Barstool. And he wrote a blog about it.
Yep.
Which actually, like Stu sent to me. He's like, "You got to see this."
Called
He's like,
Over the Line.
Yeah,
Yep.
like it's going down. And then I actually didn't get through the full episode, but apparently HR and maybe some of the ad sales people have clapped back at Feits.
Yep.
And so I don't know. There's like a little third floor war. How do you feel about all this?
Okay. Do you want to come into the? Do you want to enter the group chat, Enrique?
Why don't you give your
No,
opinion
Enrique,
first?
come on.
Yeah,
Enrique's coming into the
Enrique,
group chat. Enrique has a lot of feelings about this. Okay. So just to summarize the situation, we've been trying to get people. One of the things happening at Barstool Sports, happening in every company in the world, is that people have forgotten how to talk to one another. So we have people at this joint who sit like across from one another, like you two right now,
Right.
and
we didn't start talking until
they
like
don't
last
talk
week,
to one another.
basically.
Yeah, they were like, I see that guy. He's got white and purple hair,
Yeah.
but I'm never going to talk to him. I know his name's Enrique. So long story short, trying to get people to talk to one another, because when people talk to one another, they tend to relate to one another better, and then they obviously trust one another more, which is critical for how we operate. So long story short, we've been trying to like get people together, do happy hours, do drinks or whatever. So the sales team, it was their turn to host the happy hour, right? So the social team did it a couple weeks ago. They brought goats. There was like a whole drinks thing. The communications team did it. They did a whole Oscar themed thing. You can say it's corporate, but we also have 400 people here. So somehow finding a way to get people to talk to one another requires you to do shit like send out emails and do happy hours. But so the sales team sends it out, and the invite, to Tyler's point, had, in my opinion, an egregious level of puns in it.
But that's why I thought she was just going for it, right? I was just like, oh,
she was.
Yeah, like
I think she was going for it, and she was full send. I'm going to write a bunch of puns.
Yeah.
Not traditionally Barstool, right? Like Barstool doesn't do happy hours. If you were to look at like Not My Barstool, doesn't do happy hours. Definitely doesn't do happy hours with puns. My biggest issue was like, why the fuck was Feits on the invite?
Right.
Like, what? I think she sent it to all the FTEs.
It's a full-time. Oh, HQ. So everyone in this office.
Okay. So anyways,
but I also think some people, don't you think some people, and it's interesting because I kind of sit between floors almost. And like, do you think some of the people on the content floor would get mad if they heard there's happy hours going on? That they're not invited to?
Yeah. I mean,
I think everybody should go to a happy hour.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it's fine that it went to FTEs, right? Like,
I'm more of in the less is more school. Like, I thought it was... Look, here's what I would say. It was really kitschy. It was like, in my opinion, titch cringe. Like, it was a lot. And I think if you're going to go for a pun fest, you got to own... If you're going full send, you got to go full send and realize people are going to give you shit for that cheesy of an email. Mm-hmm. I think what happened is we kind of got in between, which is it was really cheesy, but then people had hurt feelings when other people got mad, which is what happens. But what I will give these guys credit for is then they just pushed back on Feits and disinvited them from the party. So I don't know.
With more puns, by the way.
With a lot more puns. Yeah. So my advice would be like, hey, maybe just be like, drinks after work.
Yeah.
This time. That's how I would do it. But I don't know. What do you think?
I thought the best part was the pushback.
Yeah.
Because if we're going to talk about what Barstool is and like the camaraderie that we have here that's like different than other companies, I think what the ad sales team back in disinviting John is exactly what John's asking for.
Yeah.
Like that's what you're saying we're missing here. We don't want to be corporate. Great, then they should be able to clap back at you.
Definitely. I don't think he minded though, do you?
Well, the podcast this morning was very interesting, I do have to say.
Why?
I don't know. So here's my thing. John mentioned me on the podcast, so I feel I have every right to say it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
In a bad way, Enrique?
No.
Okay.
I've known John forever now.
Okay.
I literally took his like men's calendar pictures in his tub at home. Like, there's no boundaries here. But John previously had talked shit about the Halloween party.
Okay, we had a Halloween party.
We had a Halloween party. There was people were invited to do costumes. We did little giveaways.
Yeah.
People did wear costumes. They did show up and they did win prizes. But he did go to that event.
Oh.
And he did partake in alcohol and cheese. So I'm one...
No costume.
No costume. But if you're going to...
You should only serve food and drink to people who are in costumes. That's how I would do it.
It would have been like 5 people. I think if you're going to go to the events... You can't shit on them, too.
Yeah, I got you.
We both got to have fun.
Okay,
so I'm one for roasting as my love language. If you're going to be mean, you're going to be funny.
Yep.
And I think we kind of lost that a little.
Okay.
Yeah, but...
So then what happened on the episode today? So what was Feits upset that they clapped back?
I think he welcomed it. That's like the sense that I got is like he kind of liked that they clapped back.
Yeah. I think there were a few moments. I mean, again, I love the back and forth. When it was the ad sales team's idea to clap back. Like, that was all them.
Okay, that's great.
And it's so funny, John's like, HR this, HR that. We could not be less involved in all this back and forth.
Thing. Yeah.
But I think you have to have fun both ways.
Yeah, I agree
maybe we missed that a few times in that episode of the show.
Okay, in the KFC show.
In the KFC show.
Okay, got it.
I'm like, this is what you want. You let them clap back. Let's have fun back and forth.
Yeah.
But let's open it to each other so that we can do that.
Yeah, okay, I think that's fair. I thought his blog was very funny. And I agreed. I thought the invite personally was cringy. Like, I was like, it just was too much. That's not my Barstool. That said, look, like, we can't go backwards here. Like, if I could go backwards and have this be a 15-person company and be in a dump on 27th Street and, like, taking out the garbage, like, sure, there are days I would do that all day long. But the reality is we have 400 people here, and we want people to get together, and people bring their own sauce. And I actually really like that. So the ad ops girls want to do cheesy pun invites, like, let's go all the way on cheesy pun invites. And I love that they clap back. I think that's the whole point.
That was the most admirable part. And I was like, you get it. I was like, this is what Barstool is about. This is the energy.
Yeah.
Like, we could keep this going.
Yeah.
But we got to stay up there. We got to everyone be having fun.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with that. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. I'll be at the happy hour.
Well, you have to have a costume or whatever. Oh, wait.
No. This is golf themed.
Yeah, I just have to putt.
Is it today?
Next week.
Oh, okay. So it's today. Wait, what day?
Yes. 12th.
The 12th. So next Friday?
Next Tuesday.
Oh, perfect. So it's when this comes out. So it's today.
Yeah.
All right,
See, I have a bigger problem with the Tuesday happy hour, but that's another thing.
I think Tuesday's an aggressive happy hour night, but you got to do it.
Yeah. Well, if we can get people to come in this office on Thursday and Friday, that would be great.
that's fair.
We're all Tuesday, Wednesday people. That's a different battle I'm fighting.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, Enrique, I love that. All right, see you later, Enrique. Okay, Tyler Morin, what else do you want to talk about? Let's talk about LinkedIn. Why do you love LinkedIn? Tyler Morin and I are going to change this podcast. We're trying to do more for LinkedIn.
Yes. Well, I inherited LinkedIn, I think, like a week and a half, like 2 weeks.
Nobody at this company likes LinkedIn or knows what to do with it.
Yeah, like I got an email from Gaz and Stu, and they were like, hey, could you figure out LinkedIn? I was like, sure. So started doing some research on it, kind of came up with a plan, and now we've been recording some stuff, just trying some things out. But like the more I dig into it, it's actually like obviously it's powerful, but I think like the technology they've built is pretty impressive.
Yeah, you were just saying that.
Compared to
Microsoft's really invested in it. What about the technology?
I don't know, like it feels like they just give you like these little like helpful hints on how to do things, and there's like these kind of cool templates that I've seen people using that like you can add links into
for publishing content.
Yeah,
like it's a better content publishing platform than people give it credit for.
Exactly, and I think it's probably because like LinkedIn needed to make that jump and like make itself better, whereas like people are going to use Instagram, whether it's like a little bit more of a janky like user experience or something like that. And I think Instagram is pretty confusing with all of the shit that's going on, right? You have reels, you have stories, you have actual posts. There's just like a lot going on in it. Whereas I think LinkedIn has kind of figured it out. And it's like, it's pretty impressive. Yeah.
So interesting.
And if you asked me 2 months ago, I'd be like, fuck LinkedIn. Like, I don't use it. Like,
but you spent some time with it and now you appreciate it.
Yeah, I think it's cool. And I made like a lot of really interesting connections. Just like from me, then like I started posting more on my own personally. I started doing, you might like this. I started posting daily a fuck up that I made while I was building the water coolest.
Okay.
Because I was just like, I did so many stupid things. Like instead of everyone talking about like how great of a job they do, I was like, I'll just post something stupid. And like so many random people have reached out to me and been like, oh, this is cool. Or like just reconnecting with people from college and stuff like that. So it's been
Do you think that people are using LinkedIn for stuff other than finding jobs?
I do. I think there's like the obvious, there's like sales, right?
Yeah.
There's
people
are
selling
like,
your shit.
like reaching out. But I'm sure there's probably some horn dogs out there who are using it for dating, right? You gotta
not a dumb place to look for a date.
Yeah, no, you learn a lot about a person.
100%.
I think actually I couldn't find who is now my wife. I couldn't find her on Facebook. I remember going on LinkedIn and doing like the search on there.
That's
yeah, couldn't find her, but still trying.
Married her anyways.
Yeah, exactly. So
okay.
So yeah, I think that people are using it for other things, but yeah, I think it was just it was pretty eye opening.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that too because I think sometimes I think we have like a one size fits all approach here of like everything's targeted to a 20-year-old male, and we're going to use TikTok, we're going to use Instagram. Maybe we use Snapchat. Obviously, we are too hooked on Twitter. But I think for like this brand or what we're trying to create, like talking to people on LinkedIn is amazing because we have, to your point, there's so many fuck up stories here. Yeah. There's so many insight stories here. This is an interesting business. So I love that. All right, Tyler, let's just talk about movement. Do you have a watch?
No.
Do you want one?
Sure.
All right. Well, if you just want to cut to the chase
I thought you meant
of it,
movement, like me moving. I was like,
no, you don't
I know I could like move a little more, Eric. I get it.
If you go to mvmt.com/token, you can get 20% off a watch. So maybe we'll do that right after this.
Yeah, I gotta go.
What's awesome about Movement is that it is created by a small team of designers in Venice Beach, California. They've created sunglasses. They've also created watches. They've got all sorts of different styles. They've got premium materials. It's from ceramics to metals, you name it. They also have very fresh designs at good prices. So if you're looking for a job or you have a job and you just want to understand what time it is, Movement is a great solution. So you can make your everyday sidekick for life a movement. So get 20% off at mvmt.com and use code TOKEN. That's mvmt.com, code TOKEN, 20% off. Get yourself a watch.
I will.
I'll give you a 20% discount. I might even buy you a watch for doing this show.
Thank you.
All right, so let's do Q&A. First question. How do you know, Tyler, when it's time to switch jobs as an early career employee? I work for a large company and I've been approached by multiple managers within separate departments. The most recent opportunity would be to level up from where I am now and in a role that's not as niche as my current job. My team is down multiple people at the moment and my coworkers are great. Last December, my manager promised me a promotion in 2023, but March is almost over and I've seen nothing. How do you know the right time to take a new opportunity? I'm scared that the grass might not be greener, but I also don't want to let my current team down. That's a lot. That's a
so much to unpack.
There's like 60 questions in here. All right, so let's get to the basics.
Is this an internal role he or she is trying to take?
It sounds like it. So my read on this person is that we're going to call her a woman because let's just all aspire to something.
Yeah.
All right. She works for a large company. She's been approached by multiple managers in separate departments, so she must be good.
Yeah.
She's good at what she does. She's also telling us that it's a higher level position and her current role is kind of niche. But the niche group is short-staffed and she really likes her coworkers. So she's a little bit afraid to go because she feels badly about leaving her team in the lurch and she kind of likes it where she is. But she was promised a promotion in 2023, but Q1 is over. I think that's a little premature. It's only Q1.
Right.
Q1 is over and she hasn't heard anything yet. So if you were her, what would you do?
So I guess it depends how early. So let's assume this is her first job, right? I was actually in a very similar position when I was working in consulting. I was in like a very niche group. And I kind of wish, like kind of putting all the other stuff aside that there is to unpack with her, I do wish that like I broadened a little bit within the company to like see what else was going on, because it was always one of those things. I'm like, oh, like I'm getting like really good at this, but it's like, is it too early to like get really good at that, kind of move up and then be like, oh shit, like I don't want to do this anymore.
Forever.
And then you don't really have any other experience. So I don't know. It's so hard to say, like not knowing the industry and everything, but like I think, I don't know, maybe more generalist stuff earlier on is not a terrible idea. Go generalist and then you can kind of go narrow.
I think you have to go broad and niche and broad and niche and broad and niche, because you want to have skills in a very particular area. Like you want to be a superstar at what you do, but you also want perspective on how bigger things are done. You want to be marketable. So my advice would be to take the job. I wouldn't be down on your manager for not giving a promotion yet. I think that that's early. But what I would also not be afraid of is to try other jobs in the company. Just be choosy about which one, and then you could always go back to the niche job. To be honest with you, try the other job, you give it a year, and then you're like, I liked it better over there. You could go back.
And all like the coworker thing, like liking your coworkers, I think that's overrated.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like it's great to like your coworkers. Enrique's not going to like this one, but I think it's great to like your coworkers. You cannot stay in your job because of your coworkers. That's like career limiting move.
Yep.
All right, my family owns a business and I'm getting to the point where I'm involved in a lot of the business decisions. My aunt is the CEO and my cousin is the same level as me. My cousin tends to think she always has the best ideas. What a shit. And she will implement them before we are ready as a company because my mom, clearly her mom also works in the business, does not say no to her. The business is suffering because many of these decisions. How do I navigate it so they see what they're doing is not best for the business? Ooh.
Erika, this is just an episode of Bar Rescue.
It really is an episode of Bar Rescue, and I love this. Okay. Do you want to know what I would do?
Yeah, you go first.
All right. So one is I think working in a family business can be great, but I think it's really important if you're going to be successful in your family business to work outside of your family business. I think being only ever having worked for a family business is a tricky, tough place to be.
The Roys are proving that in Succession.
Exactly. Can't just work for Fox.
Exactly.
ATN, right, exactly. So I would recommend that you at some point branch out to have another job. Second is like the problem, there's a brilliance in family businesses where you're always working and it's collaborative and it becomes your family's culture. But I also think there's a shitload of emotion. Like your mom really likes your cousin, your aunt doesn't really like you, and that's going to have a bearing on your quote unquote career. I think it's hard to have a career in a family run business. In this case, I think the business doesn't have a vision, and ideally the vision comes from the CEO. But if I were in this person's shoes and I was tired of the bullshit, I would have everyone buy into a vision for the company, and then decisions should be measured against the vision.
Right.
And the decisions become less emotional.
Yes.
What would you do, Tyler?
I think if I was in this person's shoes, I would probably want to go do my own thing for a while, like early career, and then always have that as an option to be like, okay, I went out and got this experience, and now I want to come back to the family business.
They can run the business into the ground, and you can come fix it.
Right, and like maybe your aunt passes away or things change, right? It's like
the death of the CEO.
You like slide right in there, But I think it's like things change and dynamics change, and there might be an actual reason why they're not listening to you, right? Like,
true.
Maybe you just don't have the experience. If you're 22 and you're just out of college, and just because you grew up around the business does not mean that you know everything.
Yeah, and also like put your money where your mouth is and create a vision for it, and maybe people will follow it.
Right.
Okay, I love that. Hi, Erika. I've been with my company 9 years, and I've progressed from entry level into a team lead of training and change management. Fuck, we need this person. I've excelled at this, and I've really enjoyed it. As part of my career growth and me doing all I could in that role, it was decided after a long time retirement of a coworker that I would move into project management of our software. I currently enjoy the new challenge, but with no experience and little internal guidance, I'm not sure how to build my skills at this level and to be able to provide similar irreplaceable skills as before. I have a strong grasp of our customer needs and wants from my previous role. Side note, I'm currently on a 6-month paternity leave, and I'm worried I will be found out as a fake when I return in August. Ooh.
Wait, he's faking the kid?
No, he's worried that people are going to think he's this guy has imposter syndrome. That's sad. Yeah. All right. My 2 cents here, Tyler, I don't know what you think, but I would say it's great to take on different jobs in a company. And what makes you successful at one job can sometimes make you successful at another job. But you got to be transparent that you don't know everything about the second job.
Right.
And you need to put in the man hours and the blood, sweat, and tears to learn this new thing. Otherwise, people are going to think you're a fake and a joke because you are a fake and a joke. I also would be super, super transparent about what you do know and what you don't know, and to ask for the guidance you need. Like, I think sometimes people just forget to ask for help, and you really need to ask for help. So I think if you ask for help and you also use the paternity to study and learn and immerse yourself in what you need to know, you should be fine. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it should be pretty clear, especially that it's an internal thing, right? It's not like you went out, got a new job, kind of lied about it to get your foot in the door. Yeah. It should be pretty clear to them that you don't know everything about that job. And I think as long as you have kind of the mental capacity to learn things, you're going to probably be okay. Because you can learn whatever it is, software sales, or whatever it is that he's doing. Like, it's
product
not
management.
Right. Not rocket science.
If you know how to do change management, you probably know some good practices of product management. You should learn everything and anything you can about the software.
Right.
That would be my advice.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So I think it's going to work out. That's it for today's episode. And that's it. Thank you, Tyler.
Thanks for having me.